Happy Freedom Friday. Good morning, everyone. It's Freedom Friday. For those of you who don't know what that means, you'd have to be a part of the Girl Hold My Hand community to truly understand that. But happy Freedom Friday. Yesterday we celebrated Juneteenth, a national holiday. So amazing. I hope everyone had a good Juneteenth. I hope all of my people had a wonderful Juneteenth celebration. If you don't know what Juneteenth means, do your research. If your kids don't know what Juneteenth means, make sure you let them know why it is such an important day, why it is now a national holiday. I think Jamie Foxx uploaded a reel about Juneteenth. So, you can go to his IG and look at it. Gives you a nice, quick little synopsis of it. So my name is Shay Hope. For those of you who don't know, this is my IG at ShayHope_. And among so many things, I am a mother, a sister, a daughter, a cousin, a friend. I am an advocate for mental health, spiritual wealth, and getting your finances in order, okay? So I am a huge advocate for financial literacy. I do help families get out of debt, prepare for their future, protect their income. I provide mutual funds and investments, help people to retire early, quite honestly. I don't know about you, but, I'm not trying to work into my 70s and 80s, right? Like I want to enjoy life, okay? And I want to retire wealthy. I want to retire early. So that is one of the things that I absolutely push and talk to people about is getting your finances in order. Good morning for those of you just joining me. Happy Freedom Friday. So for anybody who wants to get a complimentary financial needs analysis done, I can do that for you. So we got to put ourselves in a place, you guys. Listen, so on Freedom Friday this morning, one of my mentors was talking and she said that her best friend asked her, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself? And she challenged everybody to ask themselves that question. So I had to ask myself that question, right? I had to ask myself that question. And if I'm being honest with myself, I give myself a 7. And she said, it's good if you haven't given yourself a 10, that means you need to grow. I can tell you for the past, I would say I know for at least the past, I would say 7 years, 8 years, I have really, really been working on myself. God morning. How are you? I have really been working on myself. And I know that when I put my best effort for it, like when I put my mind to anything, I know that I can do it. That's why I gave myself a 7, because I'm like, I know that there's a belief in me that runs so deep, and that's what keeps me going. That's part of that's part of what keeps me going, right? But I know I'm not at that 10 yet, because I know that there are some mental blocks and some things that have, that I have allowed to stop me from pushing myself over the huge hump to get to financial freedom. Like I have a goal of complete financial freedom. What does financial freedom look like to me? Financial freedom looks like to me being able to do what I want, when I want, however I want, no matter the cost, no matter the time, not having to punch into a time clock, not having to answer to a boss, a company per se. I don't want to do that forever. You know what I mean? Like it's the means to an end. I don't think there's anything wrong with working a job. I'm currently employed and I love my career, right? But I also know that there is something beyond that career, right? Like I'm not going to be in that career for the rest of my life. And I would rather be financially free and, choosing to work somewhere else if I want to, as opposed to having to work somewhere else in order to make a living. Does that make sense what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm not going to come on here and ever bash a job. Jobs are necessary, you guys. And like I said, I love my career. There are people who absolutely love what they do. But there are some people, most people, who can honestly tell you they don't love their job. They do it because it provides them with an income and they're able to, pay their bills, pay their mortgage, take care of their family, eat right, go on vacations, that sort of thing. But, when you're working a job, when you're working for someone, it's not really, you don't have the freedom, like you can't just take a vacation when you want to. You have to ask a boss, you have to ask for time off. You got to put in a request for your vacation. Okay. It's not truly time freedom. You have a set, set schedule. You have to be up in order to get to work at this particular time. You get off at this particular time, that sort of thing. Like that's not freedom, right? So I'm speaking to the people who truly, truly want freedom. And here's the amazing thing. It's obtainable. Like there are a lot of people out there that look like me, okay, that have financial freedom, that no longer punch a time clock, that no longer answer to a job. Like they are their own business owners. They are investors. And you have to put yourself in environments with these type of people to learn what it is that they learned so you can do the things that they do, so you can have the things that they have and more if that's what you want. So I'm going to celebrate my wins for this week because I wasn't able to celebrate my wins on Freedom Friday with the Girl Hold My Hand community, but that's okay. I said, you know what? If I can't get on live and celebrate my wins, I'm going to celebrate my wins right here at my Instagram at ShayHope_. So my wins for this week, honestly, choosing myself. Choosing higher over familiar. That's one of the new rules that Coach Stormy Wellington talks about. Coach Stormy Wellington is one of my mentors. She is my big sister in my head, right? I tell her that sometimes, like she's my little big sister because I think I'm older than her, right? By a couple of years. But she's my little big sister in my head. And one of her new rules for 2025 is always choose higher over familiar. We can get really stuck and stagnant in choosing the same thing, the thing that makes us feel comfortable, the thing that always, we've always done or we've always seen or we've always known. But the truth is you have to choose higher over familiar if you want to get to the next level, if you want to have success, if you want to get beyond your current circumstances. And I do. I know for a fact that I yearn for self-development and improvement and success. And, I want to be able to do things for myself and for my family that, that I can do without having to worry about, how much it's going to cost or how much time it's going to take, to just be able to freely say, okay, this is what, we need, or this is what, my niece wants to do. This is what my sister, my brother, my mom wants to do. This is what, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin wants to do. Like, to be able to help a family member just because and not have to worry about, oh, this is, well, it costs this much. Well, I don't know. Well, let me figure it out. And, and that sort of thing. So choosing higher over familiar for me this week was, choosing myself. And that meant, getting up each day, despite how hard it may be, when you're going through something, when you've dealt a traumatic blow, no one can tell you how to handle that. No one can tell you what to do, what to say, how to feel, how long it's going to take, to deal with it, because quite honestly, you deal with things, sometimes for the rest of your life. For me, it's the rest of my life that I'll feel this pain, right? And some mornings it's hard. No, let me rephrase that. Every morning, it's hard to get up and just push myself, because it's a pain that's indescribable. It's a pain that's indescribable. But it's something in me that just won't give up. I'll say that. And I know that's in me because it's always been in me. Like, I've always been that type that no matter what difficulty I'm going through, like no matter what hard times I'm going through, I'm going to fight. I'm going to push through, and I may not look like what it is that I'm going through. Matter of fact, most of the time, I don't look like what it is that I'm going through, right? And that has a lot to do with just my determination to not let anything get the best of me. I don't have that in me to ever let anything get the best of me. I'm always going to feel like no matter what obstacle I have, I can get over it. I can get around it. I can get through it, whatever. And sometimes you don't know how or why. You just know you're going to do it, but you don't know how. You don't know how you're going to do it. And it's important to be in the right kind of environments. It's important to have the right kind of people around you, because things will happen and they'll keep coming at you, and they'll, the stronger you get, like the more harsh, the tougher the knockdowns come, right? Because they're like, they have to be, because they're like, oh, okay, she's super strong, like she ain't folding, she ain't bending, so I can't come at her with no weak stuff. So it's like you're gonna get hit like a Mack truck, and it's gonna take the breath out of you, and it's gonna cause you to slow down sometimes, and it's gonna make you have to really remember how to breathe again, right? Like I have to think to myself sometimes, like, okay, Shay, you're holding your breath, you're tensing up, like let your shoulders down, breathe in, breathe out. Like you have to remember that again. So I'm thankful for my connection with God. I'm thankful for my relationship with my Holy Father, because I speak to him and he speaks back in so many different ways. I'm thankful that, I'm thankful that I now have a forever angel on my side, my wonderful, wonderful son, Anthony Hope. And I know his spirit is beside me and around me and with me at all times. And I know he's just pushing me every single day. And because of that, I know I can't lose, right? And I'm thankful that I have people in my life who I can turn to, people who I see who live a life of integrity, respect, character, and honor. They live a rich life, and those are the people who I can turn to and ask a question or lay my burdens down with them, talk to them, be real, raw, and honest about how I'm feeling. And there's no judgment there. There's Miss Sheila Woodward. first person who reached out to me from Girl Hold My Hand community when I joined in 2022. And she's my honorary big sister. And I'm thankful that I'm able to reach out to her, right? And then Coach Stormy Wellington, another honorary big sister, my little big sister in my head, but she's my coach, she's my mentor. I'm thankful and grateful that I get to reach out to these two powerful, successful women. And get some strength from what they exemplify, what they say to me, what they pour into me. Just that's important, and that's what you need. So I'm telling you, always choose higher over familiar. Always push yourself beyond what makes you comfortable. And, it would seem comfortable to just, do nothing. And people would probably, excuse me for it, and tell me like, hey, what you've been through, Shay, like, girl, if you just want to stay in your bed for the rest of the 2025, go ahead. But it ain't in me to do that. That's not in me to do that. Anthony wouldn't want me to do that. I wouldn't want that for me. So yeah, my win is choosing myself, giving myself grace to, to be who I am, to mourn, to cry, to, oh my goodness, you guys, like, crying is so healing. Letting out your emotion is so healing. Like, it doesn't feel good by any means, but when I say after I finish crying, like, I feel so relieved. Like, I just let so much pressure off of me. Like, it's so good. Like, crying is cleansing. You've got to let it out whenever. And really just being in tune with how you're feeling, like, it's not time for my physical yet, but I went and saw my doctor this week because I was like, hey, I just want to check something out because I'm feeling some kind of way. And that's important too, you guys. Like, don't be afraid to seek help. Seek help from the professionals. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. And I'm thankful that I have providers that I trust. And I was able to go see my doctor, and I broke down in the waiting room. I broke down in in the examining room, and, the doctor and her staff were just so understanding. So understanding. And that's important. You need people in your life. You need people on your team who are going to understand. They're not going to push you to say anything. They're not going to, try to tell you what to do. Sometimes all you need is just a shoulder to just cry on at that time, or you just need to let it all out. You just need to be reminded. Sometimes you just need to be reminded of who the hell you are. So, if you don't have a community, if you don't have an environment that you can be in, let me tell you something. I am part of the Girl Hold My Hand community. I'm one of the generals, and it's an honor for me to serve in that capacity. It's a volunteer position, but it's very important. We are the face for Girl Hold My Hand. Outside of Dr. Stormy Wellington, we are the ones who, welcome new members to the community. And we help people with any questions that they may have. Where do they find the resources? How do they, get on the meditations with us? We meditate every Monday through Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And then on Fridays, we come on Instagram Live and we celebrate our wins. And on Saturday mornings, we stretch at 8 a.m. Eastern with our amazing stretch queen, Dion Watson. And so Monday through Saturday, like at 8 a.m., we are together. And that's huge. That's huge to be able to have that commitment, that community, for us all to have a time, to join together. Like some of us, like, we need that. Like when that's what you have to look forward to, then hey, I gotta be up. I got to be up by a certain time because this is what's going to happen. And it just helps you get your day started. And honestly, I look forward to the time with Girl Hold My Hand community. So if you are looking for a community, if you know you need something, you want to get outside of your current environment, and I mean the environment in your head as well, right? The environment in your head might not be a good one right now. Then click the link in my bio. Actually, you can send me a DM or put a comment here. I'm going to also save this live. So put a comment here and I can DM you the link, my personal invite link to join the community, right? So, you guys, we have to strive for more than what we have right now. Let me tell you something that was so alarming to me as Dr. Stormy was talking this morning on Freedom Friday, right? She said that she was speaking with someone. It might have been someone running for the mayor of New Orleans, I think. I can't remember. But she said that he mentioned that the Black community is poorer now, like has less money now than we did 150 years ago. Do you hear what I'm saying? Does that not alarm anyone? Black Enterprise wrote an article stating that if we continue on the trend that we're currently on, Black wealth will fall to zero by the year 2053. It's 2025, you guys. That's not that long from now. Like, I'll still be alive in 2053. And let me tell you something. I will not be that part of that statistic. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, you guys, listen, go to the link tree in my bio. Partner with me if you do not want to be a part of that statistic. If you also said, not on my watch, I'll be damned if Black wealth fall to zero, if I have anything to do with it. If you don't have anything right now that you are doing, if you have something you're doing but it's not working, you need to look at something else. Go to the link tree in my bio. Partner with me. I'm looking for partners, okay? Not employees, not trainees, okay? I'm not giving away a job. This is not a job. This is not a job. This is you participating in your own rescue. This is you looking out for you and your family. This is you putting a line in the sand and saying, okay, no more. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of living paycheck behind a check. Okay, I want to do something for my family and my community that's going to put us in a position where we never have to worry about money again. Those are the people I'm looking for. The people who have that get up and get it spirit. The people that have that I ain't stopping no matter what. The people that have that, okay, I'm going to get knocked down, but I'm going to get back up. The people who have that, I'm going to, success leaves clues. I'm going to copy the right cat and I'm going to do what the successful people are doing. Those are the people I'm looking to partner with. So go to the link tree in my bio and partner with me. You can send me a DM here. You can send me a text, 786-269-2601. Send me a text. Let me know. Let's talk. Put yourself where you see yourself. If you see yourself retired, wealthy, abundant, then do it. If you see yourself broke, busted, and disgusted, stay where you at. Whichever way you see is right for you. All right? So have an amazing Friday, everyone. I'm going to get off of here. I've got some things to do the rest of the day. Errands to run, calls to make, study. I'm studying right now for something major. So keep me in your prayers for that. And I'll check back with you all this weekend. Have an amazing weekend. Blessings in abundance.